Okay, so what we got here today, I've got a PB80, which is a Powerbloc 80 clutch from CV Tech. And here's your part number. What my plan is, I got it from Royal Distributing here in Canada. My plan is to put this clutch on a Arctic Cat ZR 7000, which will be the same as a Yamaha SR Viper. It's supposed to come pre-calibrated. This is exactly how it comes. You can get a good look at it. Nice, pretty. Instructions down here in the box. Looks like a new clutch bolt down in there. We got some extra weights if we need to calibrate it. But like I say, again, it's supposed to come pre-calibrated, so hopefully we don't have to mess with that too much. And here's the instructions. So what I'm going to do, I've got a Arctic Cat clutch on it now, the original factory one. It's 99% stock, other than the fact that I've changed the weights to the next size heavier than what came in its stock, and that was just in an attempt to pull the RPMs down a little bit. It actually engages really nice. But I want to compare the two clutches. Now this one's probably going to have a hard time to compete with that one, where that one, like I say, I do have heavier weights in it. But I just want to see if it makes any difference, say at a certain RPM, a certain speed, maybe 40 miles an hour, see how that affects the speed or the RPMs at that speed. And my plan is to do it all today, same conditions, same trail, same stretch, same everything. And I want to compare the two to see these PB80s. A lot of people rave about them. They're supposed to be real efficient and durable. They're very simple to work on. And anyway, so this is going to be a little bit of a comparison of the two. So here we are now. I've got the sled all warmed up. I've made quite a track down through the field, back and forth. I'm going to do all my testing right here. Gorgeous Canadian day. I don't know if you can see it, but Mount Katahdin way off there in the distance. But I'm going to try and run her up to 30 miles an hour and try and video this. Forgive me, I already know it's going to be shaky, but I'm going to do the best I can. I apologize, I know that was shaky, but it's running roughly 5,500 RPMs at approximately 30 miles an hour. And that is with the factory Arctic Cat clutch on it with 12,000 some odd miles on it. So here's our factory Arctic Cat clutch. I just removed the belt. The only reason I'm changing it is I've had real trouble keeping these weights tight on the bolt, so I've replaced those 2 times, and same with the bolts. Other than that, the clutch is really in good shape for 12,000 miles on it. I have no complaints with the Arctic Cat clutch other than that. I know a lot of guys bitch and whine about them. They don't have great luck with them, but I can't say that. We've had excellent luck with this clutch, but I feel that it's time, before we end up in a mess, that maybe we should change it out. So I'm going to get my puller and pop this baby off. Just like that, and she is off. One thing I didn't mention, on the end of the puller, on the end of the puller, I like to put just a good dab of grease on the tip. Yeah, that's right, the tip. Anyways, where it goes in and butts against the crank, it'll actually make it spin easier. This, it seemed like it just took very little effort, popped right off, no problem. Yeah, a little bit of grease on the end. Something else that's worth noting, the clutch bolt on this stock clutch is actually, on this year's sled, this is a 14, that is a 1/2 inch 12 point. So you're gonna need one of those. It's not something I had to borrow one. So now I'm gonna go and put this PB80 on. So in the instructions it says to clean the taper on the engine, which I've done, and also inside the clutch. Also, I'm going to recommend you clean the mating surfaces here before using it. I noticed the washer has dimples on one side. Oh, focus. Has a bit of a locking device and not on the other. So I'm going to put those dimples facing the head of the bolt, like so. And we'll tighten that down to manufacturer's torque specs, and that's one I got to look up. So I did a quick Google search. It says 55 foot-pounds of torque on that bolt. I'm going to do 60 just for good measure. Now a little bit of a tip I want to mention on these 4-stroke sleds. You got to be very careful. You cannot roll the motor over backwards, and what'll happen is it'll push your timing chain tensioner. It'll actually push it in, and it can cause the motor to jump time. Which is really going to ruin your day. So you got to be careful to hold the clutch when you torque it so that the motor doesn't roll over backwards. Unfortunately, I can't do that and film, so I'm going to do that off camera, of course. And I'll come back with the clutch and the belt all on, and we'll be testing her out. So I'm back again, same day, same field, same everything, different clutch. Now I've got the PB80 on. Immediately I noticed it's very quiet, very smooth. I did have to adjust my belt deflection slightly, not very much, but slightly. And now we're going to try her out. It engages quite a bit lower RPMs, so we'll see how that works out on our 30-mile-an-hour test. So after my field testing, we put a few miles on it. I come back, I retorque the bolt, double check the deflection, and we went on a little drive on the weekend. I got about 300 miles on this clutch now. Zero complaints whatsoever. It's very quiet, very efficient. I'm not paid by CVTech in any way, so I just want to get that out there. And anyways, just kind of share my experience with this clutch versus the Arctic Cat clutch. Anyways, thanks everybody for watching, and as always, like, subscribe, and share. Thanks. See you next time.